You've heard me say I don't like mechanic work, and you've heard me say I hate grease. And I think these two things are related. I mean, the only thing worse than solving a puzzle is solving a puzzle with your hands in the grease. I mean, the grease itself is one thing, but the fact that pretty soon it's everywhere is quite another. And so hand cleaner becomes a deal, right? I mean, you can have paper towels or shop towels and you can get part of it off of there, but it's just a never-ending problem. So, let's make sure this is a fair trial. We're going to kind of compare some hand cleaners. This is not scientific, it's not exhaustive, and it's not fun, but you got to decide what you're going to have in the shop for when you get your hands really nasty. The thing that I have used before and I've seen before and I don't usually keep in the shop are the lanolin based ones, the ones that are just like, you know, warm vanilla ice cream. Max hand cleaner, goop, they're about the same. Let's try some of this goop. You can put your hands in there, you move it around. It's probably like everything else. The secret's in the scrubbing. You can see it begins to emulsify the grease, and pretty soon you got a big slimy mess. And I think that water is going to be necessary for taking this off the rest of the way. Let's try it. Here's some water. See what a problem that is? It goes on and on and on and on and on. And we're not clean yet. But we're cleaner. So the lanolin base, let's try that other one a little bit. Not bad. Let me dry my hands and do another test with the other lanolin based. So right off the bat, smells pretty good. It feels a little weak, and it leaves my hand feeling like I've got too much hand lotion on there. Now that's probably okay for some of us who do enough of this that your hands start to dry and crack. So let's just say that this stuff has a tendency to condition your hands as you clean them. And yeah, nobody can complain about that, but it definitely took a while. Let me go out to my Kubota, get my hands dirty again. I'll be right back. Get down here on this four-wheel drive differential action. Get some of that spilled oil off of there, some off of that valve. Now let's go add some real grease to this mix. Let's put a little grease on there just so it's about as nasty as the last one was. And we'll try some Max. Feels heavier, not yeah, it's emulsifying about the same. I'm not lying, I don't really like the feel of this stuff. It feels like some lotion you'd find in the kitchen cabinet but would never intentionally use, and then it gets more and more slippery. But you can just tell it's loosened up and broken down the grease. I'd say those are identical. Smell about the same, feel about the same. Anywhere it comes in contact with the grease, it breaks the grease down. But your hands feel, I don't know. If you don't mind smelling like the cosmetics counter at Macy's, I guess these are all right. Let me see if I can get another big old gob of grease on these hands and start using some of these natural orange, waterless, natural citric and pumice. I like the pumice. Fast orange. Okay, let me go get some grease on my hands and maybe we'll cut straight to this waterless hand cleaner and see how that works. All right, there's our combination of used motor oil and dust and grease. And here is some waterless Gojo. Let's see if it's truly waterless. Got pumice in it. Yeah, I can feel the little grit things. That feels promising. Kind of like lava soap or boraxo used to be maybe, but not that aggressive. Okay, that feels more like hand cleaner and less like you're removing your eyeshadow. Says it's waterless. Yeah. Smells like citrus. That's better. Easier to get the hand cleaner off than that other stuff. I mean, once you hit it with a towel, it's pretty much gone. Okay, so if I had to pick so far, I don't think I would voluntarily use this stuff. Now maybe if you had a skin condition, like I say, and it would sort of soften and make it better, maybe. But this Gojo feels more like a real cleaning. Okay, we've solved one problem. We figured out where to go to get dirty. My good old Chambersburg power hammer. That is more like it. All right, there's what we're looking for. That's a better test. That's more like the grease you come up with when you're actually doing some work on an automobile or a... All right, let's go over and see how that spray-on dishwashing liquid works. I guess the thing to recommend this is you can pick it up and spray it. Maybe easier than you can stick your hand into a cup. Yeah, I don't think that's as effective as what we've been using. It does something though. So far, if I had to pick, it would be the Gojo Natural Orange Waterless Hand Cleaner. Yeah, better than nothing. Clean enough to go in the house, but probably not quite what you need. Fortunately, that can go back in the house. All right, so I'm going to skip the Dawn because I think it probably would perform about like any other dish soap. Pretty good, but not as handy and not as aggressive. I'm going to go over and pet my power hammer one more time, get my hands dry enough that it'll stick. This is not a scientific, did I already say that? This is not scientific, but I'm going to come back and try Goop's version of waterless hand cleaner. Doesn't say anything about pumice. I hope there's some pumice in there. All right, let me go grease up. All right, so we are going to try Mr. Goop, waterless, citrus-based. Oh yeah, that looks citrus. I don't know that there's any pumice in that. Yeah, there's a little pumice. Well, the color lets you know it's citrus-based. Doesn't seem to be emulsifying that quite as quickly as the Gojo. All right, in my hip shot field test here, I think that the Gojo does better than the Goop in their citrus-based waterless hand cleaner. Yeah, I think I would definitely claim that the Gojo is the best of the citrus so far. But I'm just about to try Fast Orange. And I've liked that for a long time. Let me get my hands good and dry. All right, we got 2 left and then a bonus round. But I have used Fast Orange, I think, because it's been on sale a few times in a row. I'm going to... And here we go. You can feel the pumice. Emulsifying starts. Seems to be just about like that last one, maybe. Smells better. Lots of pumice. There was a brand in the parts house where I was day before yesterday called Shell Shock, which has walnut hulls in there for the abrasive. $50 for a gallon. No thanks. All right, that is about as good as we're going to get that. So the waterless is a plus. Slow to clean up. There's more of the pumice left on my hand right now. I'm going to stick that in the water, I think. Yeah, with that Fast Orange, you just about have to have water to resolve the last part of it. All right, we're down to one more hand cleaner for a mechanic and then a hand cleaner for a logger. But of everything that I've done here, only this is new to me. And if it works, I can see I can see the appeal. And it's towels. Here we go. So there is a little bunch of towels. Feels like baby wipes. Huh. So this is a pretty good idea, I gotta say. Smells citrusy, clean citrusy scent. So before I go over to the logger's hand cleaner, I'm going to have to render some kind of an opinion here. My opinion is stay away from mechanic work and stay away from grease. But since we can't, see that towel leaves a little bit of grit on there. I'm going to hit it with another spot of fast orange, just a little bit. Yeah, that, if I had to pick, I would pick fast orange and water. But not having that, this is pretty good. The Gojo was good. The goop was better than nothing. I'm not a fan of these lanolin-based cream types. I mean, you got to put the lid on there and you're in and it's kind of a mess. But between these three citrus ones, hands down the fast orange with the pump, I mean, you're not losing that and you're not getting it dirty. This is a win, but probably for lighter, not that heavy grease impregnated with mill scale. So, if you're still hanging with this, you are a patient soul or you're a frustrated mechanic. So let me just go over and show you one other challenge that happens sometimes when you're working in the yard or pruning or logging a timber cutter, and that is pitch. You know what pitch is? Pitch is tree blood. Conifer tree blood, pine and fir. Let me show you. So this is a branch off a Douglas fir tree in my neighbor's yard. And it doesn't have as much as I would like, but these little blisters are full of pitch, sap, tree blood. And in different times of the year, they're more pronounced. And a pitch seam in a board is a defect. And when it comes out of a board like that, it's amber colored. But what I'm going to do is just pop some of these, get pitch on my hands. This is a little bit watery, but it'll demonstrate. So we have pitch, and it's sticky. And if you're working and you get a bunch of pitch on your hands are sticky, one short-term fix is to rub it in some dust. Let me find some dust in this shop. Where would I go to find that? And so now I have dirt stuck to the pitch, and it's not sticky anymore, and you can keep working. You can keep working. But to get the pitch itself off, you can use butter. Now it's cold out here today, as you can see. But you just put a little butter on some pitch, and it comes right off. See that? This is not a camera trick. This is a logger's trick. You get pitch on your hands, you're sticky, it's frustrating and miserable. You can just go in and get a little pat of butter, and it's gone. And then whatever you use to get the butter off is your problem. But pitch, particularly the thick amber type, when you get a lot on you, it just resists soap. Gas will take it off, but they say gas is not good for you. But aside from a heavy petroleum distillate like that, as far as I know, butter is the only thing that'll get pitch off your hands. I hope some portion of this is useful. Bottom line is, have some hand cleaner. If I was going to recommend one, it would be Fast Orange. Thanks for watching Essential Craftsman. Keep up the good work.